Hi everybody. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be teaching my Adore Your Core workshop, and I thought it would be nice to share some of the core nuggets of what it's about and what it can do for you, pun intended. One of my biggest frustrations is that many people are doing core exercises that are too hard for them, which means they're bracing and compensating a lot when doing them, which really negates the benefits. Often people don't realize that the reason an exercise feels so difficult is because it's beyond their capability. And even if they do know that that's an issue, they don't know how to find a core exercise that's more appropriate for them and how to progress to more challenging exercises. So I created this workshop specifically to provide solutions to some of these problems. So, in this class, you will learn how to pick core exercises that match your current needs and abilities, isolate and feel into each of the different parts of your core, plus learn how they work together to support you, improve your core at its deepest level by repairing underlying compensatory movement patterns that sabotage many core exercises. One of the cool things I teach is that significant core improvements can be made with mindfulness and minimal effort. Yes, I will say that again, minimal effort. I often say less is more, and in this workshop, you will really come to understand what I mean by that. Before I go, I'm going to share with you a couple of core exercises and their most common compensations. Try some of these with me or later today and see what you notice. Number one is the crunch.
One of the most common compensations is people using their head, lifting with their head. And when you see the chin specifically going down towards the chest, that means you're using your head and the momentum of the head to lift up. But there's some core used, but there's a lot of neck and head used. And we want to see if we can use the muscles here. So you want to try to let your head relax in your hands and lift up using the core while keeping the neck and head relaxed. Okay, so that's one. How did that feel for you?
The next one is bracing in one area of the core in a core exercise.
So here's another core exercise. Something as simple as just lifting both knees and bringing them over your hips. And it'll be harder if your feet are like that. If your feet are here, that's a little easier. If you lift here, it's a little more weight, you can feel that. And what you want to notice is when you come into this core exercise, what is happening for you? What do you feel is doing the most work? Do you feel like you're bracing? One compensation that happens a lot here is a serious tightening around the rib cage, especially using the diaphragm and a holding of one's breath. And that is part of your core. Your diaphragm is part of it. But sometimes it's doing way more work than the other muscles. You want to feel lower core doing some work. You want to feel other things supporting you besides just this. So that's another one. And the last one is
misalignment of the core, or not being able to feel a connection between the rib cage and the pelvis. The core has to stay connected when you're going forward, or even the core has to stay connected when you're going backward, right? This is harder, or just different muscles are being used. So you can see how my rib cage and my pelvis are staying connected. But a lot of times what will happen as this exercise gets more challenging, the further someone goes down, they start to lose the integrity. And I'm going to lift my hands up here so you can see better. The ribs start to collapse as we go forward, or the back starts to arch as we go forward. And what we've lost is this core integrity here that connects the rib cage and the pelvis. So when we move forward or backward, we want to feel that stays connected. So anyway, give those things a try, see how they feel for you. I look forward to seeing you in my class. Bye-bye.